Hello everyone, welcome back to our programming lecture series. In today's session, we have an exciting topic on our agenda. We are going to delve into the array data structure and understand its implementation in the powerful C programming language. So grab your coding notebook and let's dive right in. The content of this lectures are as follows. First, introduction to an array. Second, features of an array. Third, syntax to write an array in the C programming language. Fourth, example of an array. And last, application of an array. First of all, let's explore the concept of an array. An array is a collection of similar data elements. In simple terms, it can be described as a container that holds data of a specified data type. Specifically, if an array is of type integer, it will exclusively store integer values. This holds true for other data type as well. An array has the ability to store multiple elements under a single variable name, in contrast to variable in programming language which typically store a single value. An array allows for the storage of numerous values under one variable name. Therefore, it is referred to as a collection of similar data elements. Now, it's time to explore the feature associated with an array. As evident from the definition of an array, all elements within an array must have similar data types. In the provided figure, we have declared an array of integer type, indicating that it can exclusively accommodate integer values. As depicted in figure 1, all elements in the array are of the same data type, specifically integer, making it a valid array. However, in figure 2, there is an odd value, which is a floating point number. Since the array is of integer type, it cannot properly accommodate a float value, rendering it invalid in this context. The elements of an array are stored in consecutive memory locations, where the term memory refers to RAM, random access memory. RAM is a matrix of cells designed for storing data. In the provided figure, we observe an array with 6 elements, and the graphical representation of memory depicts the arrangement of these elements. In this arrangement, all the elements of the array are positioned in consecutive memory locations, with no other elements present that do not belong to the array. The elements of an array can be accessed using a positive integer number called an index. The index represents the position of the elements in the array and starts from 0, incrementing up to 1 less than the total size of the array. Array have a fixed size, meaning that once declared, their size cannot be changed while the program is executing. To illustrate, let's consider an example. Suppose we want to store the name of 3 cities in India according to their rank in education. We create an array of size 3, write the code accordingly, and then execute the program. If there is a need to change the size of the array during execution to store names of more cities, it is not possible. This highlights the fact that the size of the array is typically determined at the time of compilation and cannot be altered at runtime. Array provide direct access to any element within them. For example, if we want to access the element D in the array, we can do so by using the array name along with the index corresponding to the target value. By knowing the address of one element in the array, we can determine the value of all the elements stored in the array. This process is known as iteration. An array supports iteration. As illustrated in the animation, the pointer moves from one element to another based on the address of only the first element. There are additional methods for iteration that you will learn later in the course. Array have multiple dimensions depending on the need. The term dimension refers to different arrangement of cells to store values in the array. In this context, we observe two types. One is single dimensional array and the other is a two-dimensional array. Now let's understand the syntax for declaring an array in the C programming language. Syntax is essential for writing a program as it provides rules for forming statements in a programming language. In this context of declaring an array in the C programming language, the syntax is depicted in the figure and comprises three parts. The first part is the type, which represents the data type of the array. The second part is the name, serving as the variable name for the array. And the third is the size, enclosed within square brackets, signifying the total number of elements the array can hold. It is important to note that the size is always a positive value. Let's declare the different type of array in C programming language. Now that we understand the syntax for declaring an array, This example demonstrates a C code for declaring array of different data types. In this instance, we have declared integer, float, double, and character type arrays, each with a size of 5. It's important to note that when declaring an array, one must specify the size or else an error will occur during compilation. Feel free to try this code on any compiler of your choice and observe the result. Now, let's explore a real-world application of array to better understand their implementation and familiarize with the data structure programming.
In this lecture, we have an interesting problem statement to solve using the C programming language. We will be creating an attendance register for a school or college using arrays. This project will help us understand the implementation of arrays and get you familiar with data structure programming. Our problem statement revolves around the concept of attendance registers that are commonly used in educational institutions. These registers store crucial information such as name, roll number, and daily attendance record of students. Our goal is to store a simple attendance register in C utilizing single dimensional array where roll numbers will act as indices and we will mark the attendance for one day. Now, let's delve into some technical details. In this project, we will use a single dimensional array to represent our attendance register. The indices of the array will correspond to the roll number of the student, and we will use this array to mark the attendance for a single day. It's important to note that for simplicity, we won't be assigning values or printing data from the array in this tutorial.
Let's commence the implementation of array in the C programming language. It is assumed that you have a basic understanding of programming in C. This program is designed to create a student attendance register. In this program, we declare two arrays. The first one is named attendance of size 5. We store the attendance of students and is of type integer. The second array of type character and is also of size 5, used to store the name of students. Our primary objective with this program is to familiarize learners with the implementation of arrays. Please read the comments within the code for a better understanding of its functionality.